Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta, simply better hosting.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. That's ziprecruiter.com/zip. ziprecruiter.com/zip.
Not all of our minisodes need to be from listeners. In fact, places or lesser-known cases can sometimes take us to dark realms. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final Dark Realms of Season 20. And I'm going to miss doing these little snippets every week for a few weeks, and I hope you feel the same way. Once again, this is audio only, as my ongoing YouTube battle continues, but hopefully all should be restored for Season 21. Of course, by the time you hear this, there will be, maybe 4 days left when you can still claim your free week trial of our highest tier on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/thedarkparanormal and you'll gain access for that week of all of our main episodes, both early and ad-free, including, of course, the season finale for Season 20. Plus, you will have access for that week to the entire back catalogue of Dark Bites, our Patreon-only 30-minute show, which goes out each and every week of the year, even on the downtime between seasons. So if you were to choose to stay on as a Patreon, with this being the week of the end of the season, now is the perfect time to do so. So maybe treat yourself to something a little spooky and head over to patreon.com/thedarkparanormal. But right now, we're going to take a look at a dark realm suggested by one of our listeners from Canada. But it's not about anywhere in Canada, it's about somewhere they noticed when they were on holiday in the UK. Now, of course, London is overrun with hotels, B&Bs, places to stay. It's one of the main tourist attractions in the world. Although the UK has plenty of amazing, significant historical places to go and visit, London should be the top of anyone's list. What with the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, the history of maybe things like the Great Fire of London, stories of the plague, the tumultuous wars of baton passing of the royalty throughout the years, and of course the British Museum, which houses some of the most amazing artifacts from all over the world. However, some of the most intriguing and interesting places in London are the ones that you probably won't find on any tourist guides or maps. These are the places which the residents know about, the locals know about, especially when it comes to the paranormal. And although we could indeed do an episode on the Tower of London or Buckingham Palace or things like that, they've been done before, and you want to hear something new and fresh that you may not have heard, even though it is over 100 years old. And that's exactly what we're going to do today when we take a look at the haunting of the Langham Hotel. Opened in 1865 as Europe's first grand hotel, London's Langham Hotel was designed on an unprecedented scale of Victorian luxury. Architect John Giles and the Lucas brothers created a building filled with marvels for its day, including England's first hydraulic lifts, lavish bathrooms, and even early air conditioning, at a staggering cost at the time of £300,000. The Prince of Wales himself presided over the opening gala, as the Langham's opulent halls welcomed aristocrats, diplomats, and literary legends Oscar Wilde, Mark Twain, and even the exiled Emperor Napoleon III. They're just some of its illustrious guests. Yet, behind the elegance and grandeur, something eerie took root. After World War II, when the BBC took over the building, strange stories emerged. BBC journalists reported seeing ghostly figures, including Napoleon III himself, roaming the hotel's corridors. Over the decades, several spirits have been rumoured to haunt the Langham, refusing to check out. Now we're going to dive into 3 of the Langham's most chilling ghosts, each with their own dark and disturbing legend behind them. And where better to start than the aforementioned restless emperor, Napoleon III. Among the Langham's most famous apparitions is Emperor Napoleon III, the deposed ruler of France. After losing his throne in 1870, Napoleon III spent time at the Langham during his exile in 1871. Although he died 2 years later, it's said his uneasy spirit never departed the hotel. Guests in room 312, his favoured suite, report waking to a spectral figure stood silently at the foot of their bed, a sorrowful man resembling the late emperor. Staff members have also encountered this forlorn apparition loitering silently in the basement during the pre-dawn hours. BBC journalists once claimed vividly they'd seen the ghost of Emperor Napoleon III silently gliding through hallways, and one travel writer chillingly described encountering the ghostly figure of Napoleon haunting the basement. His regal yet mournful presence creating a profound sense of melancholy. This haunting figure, dressed in 19th century attire, appears and vanishes without a sound. A tragic ghost condemned to eternal exile beneath the very ballroom where he once celebrated. Perhaps, well, not perhaps, definitely more disturbing is the spirit of a German prince, whose tragic end unfolded within the hotel's walls. Just before World War I, this nobleman leapt to his death from a 4th-floor window, driven by despair. His violent demise seems forever imprinted on the hotel. Late-night guests have glimpsed a tall figure in military attire ominously standing near the 4th-floor window, staring outwards as if contemplating a fatal plunge. BBC announcer Ray Moore once vividly described his encounter. He said the ghost appeared beefy with cropped hair, sporting a military-style jacket buttoned up to the neck, which then walked through a solid door. When the journalist opened said door, the figure had disappeared into thin air. This ghostly prince often wanders near room 333, the hotel's most notorious room. Guests have awakened to a shadowy figure pacing the corridors, vanishing when approached. Staff members whisper nervously of doors opening by themselves and hearing heavy, invisible footsteps echoing throughout those halls. Those who've met the prince's ghost describe being filled with overwhelming dread, feeling a tragic weight of his final moments. One witness recounts a terror of how the ghost stared straight through him with lifeless eyes before placing his head down, looking up, and starting to run straight through a wall, maybe reliving his desperate final act over and over again.
Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta, simply better hosting.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
And now we arrive at the room which is the most feared in the entire hotel. Room 333. The Room of the Doomed Doctor, otherwise known as the Halloween Phantom. The Langham's most feared ghost haunts the infamous Room 333, so frightening that the hotel usually leaves it unrented, except for the bravest thrill-seekers. According to legend, a Victorian doctor spent his honeymoon there, then tragically murdered his bride before taking his own life in the very room. Ever since, Room 333 has been cursed by their violent deaths. Unexplained noises, scratches, taps, even chilling whispers fill your night stay in that room, while an inexplicable icy chill grips you even in the warmest of summer evenings. Guests will awaken feeling a cold, unseen presence watching them. Their belongings will be mysteriously moved. Furniture will be rearranged when they wake up by invisible hands. Every Halloween, paranormal activity in Room 333 seems to peak as the Doctor's malevolent spirit returns. One terrifying incident occurred in October 1973 when BBC radio announcer James Alexander Gordon stayed in the room. He woke up to see a glowing ball of light hovering at the foot of his bed. It slowly morphed into a legless Victorian gentleman floating above the floor, his empty eye sockets fixed directly upon Gordon. Horrified, Gordon fled that room in panic, later recalling, "The eye sockets were empty. That was enough for me." When he cautiously returned, the ghost was still there, leaning menacingly over the bed that he had just fled. Room 333's horrors would resurface in 2014, when none other than the members of the England cricket team stayed at the Langham. Star bowler Stuart Broad described a sleepless night where bathroom taps turned themselves on and off inexplicably. He's quoted as saying, "It was very weird. It really freaked me out. I ended up asking to move rooms." Others fled their rooms after experiencing flickering lights, unexplained noises, and an oppressive heat that no air conditioning could relieve. One guest claimed an invisible force violently shook their bed until they fell to the floor, running terrified into the night. These experiences have rightly earned Room 333 a reputation as the most haunted hotel room in England. It's a place of palpable evil, and maybe mere coincidence, that if you times 333 by 2, well, we all know where that leads. The Langham Hotel stands as a place where London's elegant past meets dark supernatural mysteries. Its halls have witnessed triumph and tragedy alike, perhaps explaining why restless spirits choose to linger. From an emperor doomed to wander eternally, to a grieving prince replaying his fatal plunge. And of course, a murderous Victoria doctor choosing to return each Halloween. The Langham is filled with chilling tales that defy explanation. Even skeptics will admit the atmosphere changes after midnight. The air seems to thicken, lights flicker, whispers drift through the empty hallways. As one guest aptly summed it up, all good places have ghosts. The Langham has many. But in the same way we may know what car Tom Cruise drives, but he doesn't know what car you drive. The fame of the Langham may be why we regard it as so haunted. Who knows how many not-so-famous hotels or B&Bs that surround the London area are both A, older, and B, much, much more haunted. Is it simply the celebrity aspect of the Langham why we're aware of its horrific tales? Arguably so, but it doesn't make them any less terrifying. London is a place that I believe everyone should visit at least once in their lifetime, just to witness the history, the present, and maybe the future. It really is a place such as Rome, where you could never visit everywhere you wanted in a lifetime. But should you go, and should you find yourself near Oxford Street, gazing at the Langham's elegant facade, remember that behind its grandeur lies a haunted history that few hotels we know of can rival. And perhaps you'll even sense eyes watching from darkened windows. Maybe you'll feel a ghostly tap on your shoulder. After all, it would appear, at the Langham at least, some guests check in, but never check out. And their spirits may well be waiting to greet you, should you dare to spend the night in this particular dark realm. So that wraps things up for Dark Realms for Season 20. Don't forget, if you have any suggestions for future Dark Realms episodes for Season 21, you can email those suggestions to contact@thedarkparanormal.com. And if you'd like to submit your own experience, head over to our website, thedarkparanormal.com, and click the link and click Submit My Experience. Don't forget, an experience of any length is what we want. Some of them may make the main episode, some of them may be minisodes, and some may be used for dark bites. But either way, your experience will find an audience. And with that said, I bid you all farewell, and I'll see you on our next debut Dark Realm for Season 21. Until then, stay safe and take care.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify magic. Your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.